Welcome to Immortal Stories, where every story is a stab at the truth, and every fate hides a pain that no one dares to tell. If you feel your heart just ached, subscribe to the channel. Every support of yours is the motivation for us to continue telling stories that touch the deepest emotions. Who would have thought a man who sleeps under bridges, scrapes coins for coffee, and watches the world walk by without ever being seen, would one day be asked a question every man dreams of hearing? Will you marry me? It began in the darkest part of the city, a place so silent at midnight it felt like the shadows whispered their secrets to each other. He had no name to most, just a hollowed figure bundled in layers, hunched by the corner of Fifth and Mason. But if you asked him, he'd smile, a crooked, warm smile, and say, "Call me Garrett." Garrett was a man the world had tossed aside. Once a construction worker, he had lost his job after an accident, followed by the slow, inevitable unraveling of everything. His savings, his apartment, his pride. What remained was a man who knew how to survive, but not how to live. One night, in the early hours, long after club lights dim and the taxi stopped honking, Garrett heard something, a rustle, a sob, soft and frightened. Behind the dumpsters near the alley, he saw her, a girl no older than 20, trembling. Her dress was torn at the hem, mascara stained her cheeks, and her heels lay discarded like broken promises. She looked like she'd been running. "You okay, miss?" he asked, cautious not to startle her. She flinched at his voice, then looked up. Her eyes, wild and fearful, darted across the alley. "Someone's chasing me," she whispered. Garrett didn't ask questions. Instead, he offered his coat. It smelled like street and rain, but it was warmth. "Come," he said, leading her to his makeshift shelter behind the old convenience store. "They won't find you here." She hesitated. A homeless man offering protection might sound like a trap, but something in his eyes, something tired, but not cruel, made her trust him. She stayed the night. They didn't talk much, just sat. She cried quietly. He stared at the wall like it might one day open a door to his past. By morning, she was gone. No goodbye, no name, nothing. Garrett went on with his life, if it could be called that. Days blurred into weeks. Rain, hunger, cold, they were constants. But one day, 6 months later, everything changed. A black SUV pulled up by his corner. That alone was unusual. Nobody stopped here. Then a woman stepped out. She wore heels this time, a tailored coat, hair pulled back in a braid. She walked straight to him. "Garrett?" she asked. He looked up from his cardboard mat, blinking against the sun. "Yes." She smiled, tears welling in her eyes. "It's me. That night in the alley. You saved me." He squinted, then recognition sparked. Her face was softer now, not terrified. She looked safe. "I never forgot you," she said. "I couldn't. You didn't have to help me. But you did." He shrugged. "Anyone would have." "No," she said firmly. "Most people would have walked by." Her name was Alara. She had been attacked that night after escaping a party, where things went horribly wrong. Garrett had been the only one who helped, without wanting anything in return. She told him she looked for him every day since. Hired private investigators, checked shelters, soup kitchens. And now here she was. "I want to repay you," she said. He chuckled. "I'm not one for charity." "This isn't charity," she said. "This is something else." What followed was a whirlwind. Alara took Garrett, Indiana, got him new clothes, helped him clean up, took him to doctors, helped fix a lingering infection in his leg, taught him how to use a phone again, showed him how to dream. But what was most unexpected wasn't just her kindness. It was her affection. Somewhere between the coffee talks and walks in the park, something bloomed, not out of pity, Out of admiration, respect, Garrett tried to resist it, told her she deserved someone better, cleaner, safer, someone with less baggage. But Alara just smiled. You gave me shelter when I had nothing. You saw me as human when others didn't. That means more to me than any bank account ever will. She proposed to him one rainy afternoon, right on the same corner where they first met. People walked by, some staring, a few pulled out phones. Garrett, stunned, said nothing at first, then laughed, then cried. Yes, he whispered. 1,000 times, yes. Their story went viral. People debated it. Some called it a miracle. Others, a scandal. How could a girl from wealth fall for a man from the street? But they didn't care, because what they had wasn't built on image or status. It was built on something rarer, raw humanity, the kind that sees beyond dirt and scars and looks into the soul. Today, Garrett wears a suit, not to impress, just because it fits now. They live in a modest home, away from noise. Sometimes he still walks past his old corner, leaves a sandwich in a coat. He never forgot. And every time someone asks how they met, Alara smiles and says, "He saved me. I just returned the favor." But those close to her know she didn't just repay a debt. She found something money could never buy. She found love in the most unexpected place, from a man the world forgot, but who never forgot how to care. And that's how a homeless man ended up with everything he never dared to dream of. Not just a roof or a ring, but a reason to believe again.